Well, hello there. Good afternoon. Hope this day finds you safe, healthy, and happy and thriving, living your best life, doing whatever it is you're doing, wherever you are, wherever you're doing it. Hope you're just having a great time. Of course, we got the big time glare on the glasses today. No idea why that is, but there it is. That's just part of the deal. So, summertime. It's a week away from summer, the first day of summer. And I don't know what it is, what's going on where you are, but it's starting to get a little warm and a little muggy here in old Mocksville, North Carolina. I still can't get used to saying Mocksville, North Carolina, as opposed to Golden, Colorado, which was my home for so many years. But here I am. Here, my beloved Lisa and I are living the dream in rural Mocksville. Let's just bear with me here. Raise my table up a little bit, and next thing you know, you got a little less glare. That's a good thing. So, having a real treat today, something I haven't had in a long time because I really hadn't had it around the house, was my CBD infused coffee. I love this stuff. You should try this. This is really a great item. It's a great pick-me-up in the afternoon, and for whatever reason, I can have it in the afternoon. It doesn't keep me awake. It is regular coffee, although it's Arabica coffee. There's chaga mushrooms in here. There's 5 grams of CBD in every cupful. It comes in these really incredibly convenient straw sticks that makes it really easy to do. What I do is I make a cup of a light cup of regular coffee, and I put one of the straw sticks in it. So I wind up with this really, really rich blend of coffee with a little CBD infusion. Good for every aspect of your body, and I like it. So by the way, I can see already there are folks watching the show. If you're out there and you're watching the show, please make a comment, ask a question, give me something you want to hear me talk about. Whatever it is. I like this show to be an open forum, and so I'm here to accommodate whatever it is you want me to accommodate. Excuse me. The really, really good news right now is that for me at least, it appears that whatever it is in the wilds of North Carolina that completely ignites my seasonal allergies seems to have passed. I haven't had to take an allergy pill, which I only do over-the-counter allergy stuff, but I haven't had to take one in, I think, a week and a half. Wow. It's like really heavenly. So I was, we forget how easy it is to forget. And I think I'm as guilty as anybody. Boy, this thing, it's really kind of driving me nuts. I'm as guilty as anybody of forgetting how easy it is to forget. We have principles and philosophies and disciplines that we take on, that we decide this is going to be how I live my life. And that's all wonderful. That's all great. But what happens sometimes is little by little by little, we kind of slide away. We take things for granted. We don't keep our focus, so to speak. I think one of the ways I have kept my focus over the years, one of the things that has helped me anyway keep my focus to some extent, has been a real dedication to my DSP, daily spiritual practice. And as time has gone by, of late, I've really tried to expand my practice, to bring in things that I find that are important to my practice that maybe have slid out of the way. I used to always do a little bit of reading in my practice. That kind of went by the wayside. And and even though I read every morning from the Daily Stoic and Science of Mind 365, so I get a couple of daily uplifters, if you will, from those books. I don't necessarily read in the morning from just something else, something besides a daily inspiration. I picked up a few weeks ago, an old favorite, Creative Mind and Success by Ernest Holmes. And I was reading it, and it's really funny. We had company come, and I took the book, and it was in a very obvious place, and it was right in front of my face. And of course, it was right in front of everybody's face. So I got to stash that because we have company, put it in between a couple of bookends. And next thing you know, I forgot I was reading. So I picked it up again day before yesterday. And I just read a little bit every day, or I'm sorry, I read a little bit when I can, but I started reading just a couple of pages in the morning, Yesterday morning and this morning were the first 2 days I did it. And it really is, it's really excellent. And today I just read 2.5 pages in here on mental equivalence. Mental equivalence is really kind of, I think it's a key piece of everything and anything we want to manifest in our lives. If you want your life to get bigger and better and to expand and to manifest the things that you want, you have got to learn, we have got to learn, I have got to learn the trick of mental equivalence, where you only can manifest in your life, you can only experience in your life what it is you can embody. Knowing that every thought is creative to some extent, and that's the idea of the book Creative Mind. But to know that every idea is creative to the extent that we give it energy, that we give it emotion, that's all well and good. But you have to have a picture. You have to draw that vision in your mind of what it is you really, really want to experience in this life. And you have to stay focused on it, and you have to continue to do it, and you have to really embody it. Embody is an interesting word. You have to make it part of your soul, part of your experience of life before it actually happens. You've got to have that thought in mind. That idea that everything's twice created, right? Everything's created once in mind, and then the second time it's created in your reality, but only if I've had that mental picture, if I've had that mental equivalency, and then I have stayed focused on it, and I love to use the expression, coagulated it from the infinite ocean of possibilities into my life, from that quantum field into my life. But again, you've got to be there. You got to be focused on that mental equivalence. And I love there was a at the very end of these 2.5 pages here. I love the way Holmes just kind of maybe puts a bow on it. And this is what he says. A good practice is to sit and realize that you are a center of divine attraction, that all things are coming to you, that the power within is going out and drawing back all that you will ever need. I love that thought. That's a thought that has escaped me many, many times. And when I remember it for a short period. But everything that I desire in this life is going to come to me because it has become my mental equivalence, because it has become my thought process. And that thought, metaphorically, maybe more than in like a fishing rod. It's not like casting into the infinite ocean of possibilities and pulling out a shark or whatever, pulling out a dinner, whatever you're looking for. It's about knowing that what I have within me goes out and attracts to me that which I desire. So let's do that just again. A good practice is to sit and realize that you are a center of divine attraction, that all things are coming to you, that the power within is going out and drawing back to you all that you will ever need, all that you require and desire. Don't argue about it. Just do it. And when you have finished, leave it all to the law, knowing that it will be done. Declare that all life, all love, and power are now in your life. Declare that you are now in the midst of plenty. Stick to it, even though you may not as yet see the result. How key is that? Even though you may not as yet see the result. That's where we fall short. That's where I fall short. It's where I dropped the ball. It didn't come to me. We all have the attention span of the internet, right? I'm in. I'm totally in. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to have. But if I don't have results in 2 clicks, bingo, I'm out of here. We all are guilty of that in the 21st century. Stick to it, even though you may not as yet see the result. It will work. And those who believe the most always get the most. How profound is that? Those who believe the most always get the most. Think of the law as your friend, always looking out for your interests. Trust completely in it, and it will bring your good to you. That's, like I said, that's the last paragraph of this 2.5 pages on mental equivalence in Creative Mind and Success. And it really does put a bow on it. It has to be really clear from within that I am attracting to me, I am drawing to me that which I have embodied, that which I have created the mental equivalence. Excuse me. I never seem to get a tickle in my throat anywhere near as often as I do when I'm trying to do the show. And let's do this again here. I'm just going to try this because it seems like that works a little bit better when if I can do this, I get that little less glare. Well, it's still got some glare. Anyway, by the way, I can see you guys are out there. Please, what's your comments? What's your thoughts? I see you're watching the show. I'd love to know what you think about what I'm saying. Does it make any sense to you? Do you have any thoughts about it? So where I dropped the ball is what I said, is that in that believing piece, in that piece of declare that all life, all power are now in your life. No, it's a sentence before that. Don't argue about it, just do it. And when you have finished, leave it all to the law, knowing that it will be done. Stick to it, even though you may not as yet see the result. It's got to be a knowing. It has to be an absolute trust and belief in the law of mind, knowing that our creative mind, as Holmes says, we are part and parcel of that creative mind. It is, we are imbued with the power of the divine to create that which we desire to have in our life through the activation of spirit through us. Remember that one, man. God can only do for us what it can do through us. If it doesn't happen through us, it ain't happening. The only way it happens through us is by that function of the mental equivalency, that I know that what I desire, what I require and desire, is going out from me and drawing to me that which I want. That is just an enormous piece of the puzzle that I so often forget. There's, and I should have it right at my fingertips, and I should have grabbed it before the show started. But there's Emmett Fox did a great. There's a little pamphlet. It's like 3 inches by 5 inches, and it's called Mental Equivalence. Emmett Fox is the one who coined the expression mental equivalence, and this book is 6 pages long, and trust me when I tell you, it's life-changing, as is this book. We talk about the textbook all the time, The Science of Mind, but that's changed my life forever the first time I read that book, and I've read it 2.5 times. But all of his smaller reads, this thing called Creative Mind and Success. What else do I have like really close by? I don't have another one close by, but I've read 13 or 14 of Holmes's books, and the little ones, the smaller ones, are fantastic. They're life changers. They're mind bending, and that's where I am getting back to the idea of reading more often. In the world that I operate in the entrepreneurial world, particularly in affiliate marketing, one of the old cliches, and I'm a fan of cliches. They became cliches because they have deep meaning. Just don't spit them out and let them pass away. There's something in there, but leaders are readers. If you want to be anybody in this life, if you want to be somebody in this life, read. You've got to read. We've gotten away from reading, and I think it's one of the great ills of the times in which we live. It's a great ill in the country in which we live. We do not read, and because we do not read, we are ignorant of way, way, way too much about which we should be intelligent. We should be well read, and we should be able to express opinions in a coherent and cognitive way that people get what we're saying, and that we can explain our principles, our feelings, our philosophies, our commitments, our the things that we absolutely love in this life. We should be able to express them, and I don't think we're very good at it. And I think part of that is because we don't read. So, the Mental Equivalence pamphlet by Emmett Fox. You can buy that online. By the way, you can buy it at Amazon. It's like $3.99 or $2.99 or something. All of Holmes's smaller books are great reads, and getting into the habit of reading 30 minutes a day. You don't have to read a lot. You don't have to read a book a week. There's lots of people who do that, a book a week, 2 books a month, whatever the heck they do. That's fabulous. I'm a painfully slow reader. My wife likes to point out to me all the time, my beloved Lisa says, you have great comprehension. When you read things, you totally get what it said and you can explain it. That's wonderful, except it takes me an eternity to read the book. But that's okay. Read something. 30 minutes a day, change your life forever if you make sure that you're reading every day. I can see you folks are out there. I'm going to say it again. Please, question, thought, comment, anything. What do you think about the idea of mental equivalence? How does it work in your life? Or is it something you even think about? If it's something that you're not thinking about, if you don't get the idea of mental equivalence, if you don't understand what it is, if you don't understand its importance, I would strongly suggest you make it a point, that you make it something that you look into. Again, God, I love that CBD infused coffee. That is so freaking good. I'm going to go back to this. I read you that final paragraph, which I said put a bow on the whole thing. But here's the beginning piece. One of the most important things to remember is that we cannot demonstrate life beyond our mental ability to embody. We give birth to an idea only from within ourselves. What we are, we put into our thinking. What we are not, we cannot put into it. Do you get it? What we are, we put into our thinking. You are the person you are, the personality you are, the spiritual being that you are. That is what you can put into your thinking. You can't put anything that you're not into your thinking. It's not possible. If it's not part of you, it's not going in your thinking, right? But what we are is what we put into our thinking. And what we put into our thinking is what we can manifest into our lives. And if what we are manifesting into our lives is not up to the standards of something that we truly desire, then what we might want to take a look at is, do I need to become the person who manifests that desire? And is that person someone who knows the uses of mental equivalence, the uses of the creative mind, the uses of the ability to envision and embody what it is that I require and desire? There's my thought on mental equivalence. I think I start to get repetitious after a bit, but it's such an important piece that, again, Creative Mind and Success, Ernest Holmes. I would suggest it to everybody. It's a great, great, great read. What are your thoughts, you guys that are out there? Anybody? I can't. You may, if you're someplace where this gets streamed on 6 different pages. It gets streamed on my Facebook page, my Coach Ken Facebook page, my Vibrant Aging page. It gets on the New Thought Media Network Facebook page, and then it also winds up on my YouTube page and the New Thought Media Network YouTube page. I'm not sure which of those pages you can make a comment on that I can see here on my StreamYard screen. But if you make a comment on any of those other venues, I will make it my business. I always make it my business to respond to that when the show is over. I will absolutely make it my business to do that. But if you're at a spot where you can make a comment, if I can see it, I'll be glad to respond to it. If you have a question, if you have a thought about mental equivalence, I'm here. I'm glad to do it. It's hard. It's really, really hard to live the spiritual life, to allow everyone to enjoy their life, to not be judgmental, to not condemn, to not point fingers, to not to blame, to not entertain all of the different facets of the ego, to not let them be the driving force. It's not so easy to do that. But I wanted to make a point about the political situation. And I don't know if you follow Marianne Williamson. And I've met Marianne Williamson twice. I've actually, back in the day, she would come to visit Mile High Church. She said she felt like she had a date with Mile High about every 18 months. And twice in a row, I picked her up at the airport, drove her to her hotel, then came back and got her at the hotel, then drove her to Mile High for her engagement, and then drove her back to the hotel. So literally I had, 2 or 3 hours of just me and Marianne time over the course of those 2 occasions. A brilliant person to talk to, a compassionate person to talk to, and a loving person to talk to. And she's making this run for the presidency again in 2024. I haven't got a clue what the possibilities would be, what would have to happen in the universe for Marianne to actually get elected president. It would be an extraordinary adventure, and it would be a great thing for the country. But the point I want to make is what Marianne, much like Bernie Sanders did, what Marianne is bringing to the stage, what she is bringing to the consciousness, is an awareness of that shining city on a hill that America should be. that the United States is supposed to be in the world as the pinnacle, the what's the word, the ultimate democratic vision, if you will. Sounds a little grandiose, but Marianne is talking about the things that I believe with her, the government should be doing, as opposed to the fact, there's been, look up the number, less than 50 years in the entire history of the United States, less than 50 years have we not been at war. We have been at war with somebody for every bit of our existence, except for less than 50 years. I think it's more like 36 or 37 years or something, some insane number like that. We're always at war with somebody. Well, you know what? Marianne says, rather than a Department of War, shouldn't we have it? Or it's the Defense Department now. It was originally Department of War, created in World War II, I believe. And then it became the Defense Department. But what we really need is the Department of Peace. What we really need is universal health care for everyone. We need to get the homeless people off the streets. Homelessness, so many people are out there just saying, oh, homelessness is a choice. They should go get a job. We have millions of jobs that are going wanting in this country. You know what? That's all well and good, except for the fact that all of these millions of jobs, a vast number of those jobs are one of two things. Either the people who don't have the jobs or who are homeless don't have the skills for those jobs, or the jobs pay so little, what they'd really be doing is working and still being homeless. I've maintained for years and years and years, if you run a company and that company cannot pay its employees a living wage, you have no right being in business. You know who else said that? Napoleon Hill said that in Think and Grow Rich. You have got to be able to pay people a living wage. And a living wage is not $15 an hour, by the way. Do the math. $15 an hour is $600 a week. $600 a week is a little more than $30,000 a year. What can you do on $30,000 a year? Most people pay 2/3 of that or more as a mortgage. You can't live on $30,000. You can't raise kids on $30,000. So we need to have a living wage. We need to have universal insurance. We need to have... Every civilized country on the planet has free college education, at least through the first 2 years, at least a community college education. We need to reinforce the idea that we need people who work with their hands, skilled craftsmen. We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need carpenters. We need surveyors. We need all of the people who work in all of the trades. We need them. And guess what? They make a bucket load of money. And they don't need a college education. We need to lose this idea that everybody needs a college education. I never finished college. I did 3.5 years, never quite got to the end. And you know what? Hasn't hurt me, and I couldn't care less. The only reason that I ever heard to go to college that made any sense to me whatsoever came from my father. He said it expands your scope. It broadens your scope, is what my dad said. In other words, it gives you the ability to deal with a great variety of people. Fabulous. But I think you can do that just simply by being part of a great spiritual community or being engaged in society. You can certainly expand your scope and broaden your scope in that way. So I just want to make the point that Marianne Williamson, God bless you, Marianne. Maybe you're going to be president of the United States. Maybe we're going to inaugurate you in 2025. Wouldn't that be an incredible blessing for us all? But the chances are really, really, really slim. They're so minuscule that someone of Mary Ann's character and her belief system is ever going to get elected to the presidency. They're so slim. But her ideas are things that we should all be demanding of whoever it is that does run for president. Of the candidates who do run and the president who does get elected, we need to make absolute 100% certain that those ideas are things that those people, that person embodies, that it becomes part of their mental equivalence, as I said earlier. That's it for me. I want you to always remember that the New Thought Media Network is a nonprofit organization. We live and breathe and thrive on your donations. please go to ntmedia.org. That's newthoughtmedia.org. Click on donate, and we are beyond grateful for anything and everything that you bestow upon us in the way of a donation. That would just, it helps. If you like what we do here, if you enjoy the ideas of New Thought Media, if you like the prayer work, if you like the shows, if you like my show, I hope to God, please think to contribute whatever, $1, $2, $5, 10, 10,000, whatever works for you. We're thrilled. My Daily Choice is the place where you can find the most extraordinary selection of diverse products for your home, your health, beauty, your car, for your wealth. Health, wealth, and prosperity are all at mydailychoice.com. The sponsor of the show, of course, is under that umbrella, and that is HempWorks. HempWorks is the maker of that beautiful hemp-infused coffee that I am drinking right here today that I love so much, and also the unbelievable HempWorks CBD products, the most diverse collection of CBD products and hemp-infused products on the planet. The CBD itself comes in both the broad and full spectrum, one with no THC, one with the legal limit of 0.3% or less, 7 different flavors, 3 different concentrations of 5, 750, and 1500 milligrams. You won't find better CBD anywhere on the planet. Guarantee it. I'll give you a 60-day money-back guarantee on that. I also want to give you another little pop here. In the My Daily Choice umbrella is this little item called XE Trim. XE Trim, whoops, upside down. XE Trim is another one of these little straw stick inventions here. And it gives you an incredible formulation of things for your health, your vitality. It helps to maintain a healthy weight, a healthy immune system. Just an incredible product. It is in my water bottle every single day. I put one of those in my water bottle. It gives it a great little kind of berry flavor. It's a wild berry, they call it. It's a berry flavor. They also have an apple one that I've not tried that gets rave reviews. So give that a try. It tastes so good. It's delicious. What else do I have for you? If you want to reach me, please send me an email at teamrockitnow@gmail.com. You can find my beloved Lisa and I at our Facebook page, Vibrant Aging, which of course goes hand in hand with this Vibrant Living page. And I think that's all I have for you today. Once again, I'll just say, New Thought Media is a nonprofit organization. Please donate and help us to continue the work that we're doing. We're always planning on expanding and growing and bringing you good, positive entertainment, news, and views for your betterment, for the betterment of all of us, for the benefit and the betterment of the planet. So, as I said a little bit ago, that's it for me. I wish you all the love and blessings the universe has to offer. I always am so grateful for the great gift of your time and your attention. And I hope you will join me next Thursday at the exact same time and place. Until then, my friends, namaste.